What's up, guys? How's it going? So I plan on doing this review. I know, obviously, I'm recording it right now, and hopefully at least one other review. And then I have another special announcement, well, somewhat special, but that's for another video. So this review we're here to talk about today is one that I've been wanting to do since the band had announced the album back in like December or January. The album came out April 30th, I believe, this year via Razor and Tie Records. At least here in America, it was Razor and Tie. And this band truly has to be one of my favorite bands of all time. We're here today to talk about none other than Tears on Tape by Him. Now, if you don't know who Him are, or aren't familiar with them, but have heard the name, Him are a Finnish Gothic metal, doom metal band from the Helsinki area. Now, some people know them as love metal because that's what the singer has said their genre is. I personally don't go along with that because I don't like self-created genres based off lyrical themes like Viking metal, which I'll get into in another video. But Him are most well known for their logo right here. If I can get it in the camera. This one right here. The heartagram here in the center without that thing in the middle. That's what they're known for. If you haven't seen that on a band, you've probably seen it on skateboarder Bam Margera. But that's out of the picture. Tears on Tape definitely was anticipated for me and for most Him fans. Their last album, Screamworks, Love in Theory and Practice, came out in 2010 via Sire Records, and they toured for a little bit, and we didn't hear much from them since. From the time that they finished touring to the time Tears on Tape was released, we hadn't heard much from them other than that recording had stopped because of a rare illness that affected their drummer, Gas Lipstick. Now, and then here they come with Tears on Tape. Now, I'm going to go straight into the album now. I'm done side talking. Tears on Tape starts with a little intro song called Unleash the Red. Just a little keyboard riff, some ambient, I guess you could say, keyboard sounds. And then it goes into straight to track 2, All Lips Go Blue, which I believe in Europe and the more of the Scandinavian peninsula area was the lead single from this album. All Lips Go Blue was, in the words of Valo, his favorite song off the album. It's just very doomy lyric-wise. Talking about death and love combining almost. Track 3 is Love Without Tears. Now, Love Without Tears is basically saying, I should have known that Love Without Tears was just a story you told. And basically saying love was all a lie. And so on and so forth. I'm sorry if I'm not describing this in enough detail. It's hard for me to describe Him because they're just so awe-inspiring and they'll take you by storm. Track 4 is I Will Be the End of You. And they premiered this song live a couple months before the album was released. And it was definitely a heavier track off the album. A little more up-tempo, but still retaining that gothic sound, that gothic theme. Track 5, which was the lead single here in America, was Tears on Tape. And Tears on Tape is very, at least for me it was very emotionally pulling. In an interview with Valo, I read that he had said it was more of a tribute to all his favorite bands that, have come and gone. For me, it's basically saying there are going to be tears in love, and hopefully we can overcome the pain of this. Track 6, Into the Night, was another lead single somewhere else in Europe. I believe the UK and Germany and places like that. Into the Night was definitely one of the more up tempo, a little bit peppier, but not too much songs. Track 7, Hearts at War, was really interesting. Especially going from the song Tears on Tape to Into the Night to Hearts at War. Very interesting change there. A little bit more slowed down, a little bit calmed down. Still, again, retaining that doom and gothic sound. Track 9, I believe, I'm reading Roman numerals here off the back of the case, right there. So I hope I'm reading it right. Track 8, I'm sorry. Trapped in Autumn. There you go. Trapped in Autumn is just like another one of those ambient interludes that him put on this album, which they had never done before, if you weren't aware. This is the first album to include instrumental interludes, outros, and intros. Trapped in Autumn being one of them. Track 9 is No Love, and it starts off with Ville Valo singing Forever and Ever, and then the music comes in. And it's one of the heavier songs on the albums as well. Also, retaining that doom metal sound, saying, "There's no love, I'm alone." Simple as that. Track 10 is Drawn and Quartered, which is the longest track on the album, still only clocking in about 5 minutes, nothing near as long as what the songs on Venus Doom were. Drawn and Quartered was a bit slower, but yet still vibrant. Drawn and Quartered had a lot of vocal range in there, going from these mid-baritone ranges to these low tenor ranges, which was really interesting. Then track 11 is called Lucifer's Chorale. It's another instrumental interlude just with Linda on guitar. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I don't speak Finnish. So I have no idea how to pronounce some of these names. So I'm sorry if I butcher your guys' names. Lucifer's Chorale, just another instrumental interlude with mostly guitar from Linda. Track 12 is called WLSTD, which stands for When Love Starts to Die. When Love Starts to Die was definitely probably the heaviest and most doomy song on the album. It definitely left its mark on me. I personally think this is my favorite track off the album. So, When Love Starts to Die is very interesting. And then it rolls into the final track, Kiss the Void, which is the instrumental outro. Just featuring piano riffs, some voiceovers from When Love Starts to Die, I believe, and some background drums from Gas. And if you pre-ordered Tears on Tape like I did from merch now, you got the bonus track, When Love Starts to Die, When Love and Death Embrace, live in Finvox Studios. Finvox Studios also released a DVD, if I can get it out of the case, this disc right here. They released that DVD with the album of them playing Heart Killer, The Kiss of Dawn, Funeral of Hearts, Rip Out the Wings of a Butterfly, Join Me in Death, and there was one other song I can't remember. It wasn't When Love and Death Embrace or Buried Alive by Love. I honestly don't remember what it was right off the top of my head. But When Love and Death Embrace live and the bonus DVD, they performed all these songs with the power and the energy while retaining that gothic theme and that doomy sound like they did on the albums that these songs were released on, from Greatest Love Songs Volume 666 all the way to Venus Doom. So, giving this album a rating, I'm going to give it a good 9.5 out of 10. That point 0.5 that it's missing are for the instrumental, interludes, intros, outros, stuff like that. So, let me know what you think about the album below. I will see you guys later.